Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming out. I'm Deputy Chief Aaron Hughley. I oversee our investigations division and serve as our agency's public information officer. Standing here with me today is Southfield Chief of Police Elvin Barren, Deputy Chief Jeffrey Jagowski, who oversees our patrol division, and Detective Lieutenant Mustafa Beasley. Today, Chief Barren will provide an update regarding two unrelated investigations, both of which are equally disturbing and difficult to speak about. The first incident involves the arrest of a sexual predator who targeted family members. The adult male was taken into custody on Sunday, September 14th for multiple charges. The second incident involves another sexual predator who accosted a minor at a local park. The adult male was taken into custody on Wednesday, September 17th for multiple charges. Shortly, Chief Barren will provide charging details for both. I ask that you please hold all of your questions until the conclusion of the press briefing and turn off or mute any cell phones or other electronic devices. Also, please wait to be escorted back down to the main lobby. A press packet is available on the back table, which includes a USB drive of all files presented here today. Also, for record-keeping purposes, we ask that you complete our media sign-in sheet. And without any further delay, Chief Barren.
Thank you, Deputy Chief. And I really appreciate the media coming this morning, because it's very important. Anytime there's individuals that we identify as sexual predators out in our community, the community has to be notified. That way, if there's any other potential victims, they will have the courage or the ability to come forward after learning what happened to other individuals. So we have two separate incidents, two separate suspects. But what I will start off with is that the Southfield Police Department is unquestionably concerned about all victims, but particularly our women and our children. That's our highest priority, is the protection of our women and our children from sexual predators. So our first incident involves a 52-year-old resident of Southfield, Jason Justice. He's been involved in multiple sexual assaults that occurred in our city. The safety of our community, again, is top priority. Our detectives and patrol officers work tirelessly to bring these cases forward, and we are committed to supporting the victims and pursuing justice. The victims have been offered support through agencies such as Haven, and out of respect for the victims, we will not be releasing their names, and we will only refer to our victims, in this case, as family members of the suspect. And to our viewing audience, the details of these incidents will be disturbing. However, it's important that we share this information in the event others, again, may now have the courage to come forward. On Sunday, September 14th, at approximately 1 a.m., Southfield officers responded to the Providence Hospital on a report of a criminal sexual conduct incident that just occurred. Upon arrival, officers spoke with the 25-year-old victim along with her mother. According to the victim, on the evening of September 11th and the morning of September 12th of this year, while residing at a Southfield residence, she was sexually assaulted by a family member. And that member, again, is our suspect, Jason Justice. The victim had been sick for several days, and on the evening of Thursday, September 11th, at approximately 9 p.m., our suspect gave the victim what she believed to be a Tylenol pill. The victim questioned the suspect as to why he was only giving her one pill. And typically, when you take Tylenols, I'm sure many of you can attest, you generally take 2 Tylenols. So it was a red flag for her. However, she trusted our victim. The suspect responded it was a Tylenol extra strength PM and that she would only need one. The victim described the pill as a white, long, skinny tablet with 2 lines through the middle. The victim consumed the tablet, and after a short period of time, she began to feel tired and was concerned that something just wasn't right. The victim texted another family member concerned that she had consumed something foreign. Shortly thereafter, the victim fell asleep on the living room couch just before midnight. At the time that she fell asleep, she was wearing a t-shirt, sweatshirt, and sweatpants. When our victim woke up on the morning of September 12th, she was in bed that was in the basement of the home, and her sweatshirt and sweatpants had been removed. She was completely naked from the waist down. The victim had no recollection of how she made it downstairs from the bedroom. The victim texted another relative for assistance, and that relative responded and transported her to the hospital for treatment. While at the hospital, the victim learned through a urine test that there was a presence of a narcotic which had not been prescribed to her that was found in her system. The narcotic is known to cause drowsiness, confusion, impairs coordination, and is used for sedation. That narcotic is referred to as benzodiazepine. The victim was discharged from the hospital and returned to her relative's residence. After returning to the home, our victim gained access to the suspect's cell phone, which is critical. While going through the suspect's cell phone, the victim discovered a photo of her vaginal area taken on the evening of September 11. This is important because, as you know, there's timestamps that are associated with our cell phones. The victim stated that the photo appeared to have been taken in the basement of the relative's home. The victim then discovered a video with a duration of 1 minute and 25 seconds in the suspect's camera roll. Fearful of what she may have discovered on the video, the victim did not open it. After discovering the items in the suspect's cell phone, the victim became concerned that a sexual assault had occurred. The victim texted that same trusted relative to return, and for a second time, that relative took her back to the hospital for additional treatment. The victim completed a rape kit, and at the time, she was certainly disturbed and confused and disappointed about what had happened to her. We did, as a side note, reach out to Haven and other supporting agencies to make sure our victim had some resources and, a lot of mental health support that she may need. Our suspect, Jason Justice, was apprehended by our Tactical Crime Suppression Unit. I also mentioned that when we have individuals who are wanted in our community, we do assign our Tactical Crime Suppression Unit to seek those individuals out. And on Sunday, September 14th at 7 a.m., through a surveillance operation, our unit conducted a traffic investigation at the area of Meadowwood and Greenfield and did take the suspect into custody without incident. So as a result of this crime, the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office issued the following charges: capturing, distributing images of an unclothed person, which is a felony, and also use of the computer to commit a crime, which is also a felony. The suspect was arraigned on Monday, September 16th, and was given a $150,000 cash bond. The next court date is scheduled for September 29th at 8:30 a.m. So as a result of this incident, a second victim came forward. And on Thursday, September 18th, Southfield detectives received a phone call from a second victim alleging that she had been sexually assaulted by our same suspect. The ATL victim, who was 14 years old when the incident occurred, stated that she went to a convenience store located in the city of Southfield with the suspect when he grabbed the victim's breast. This occurred in October of 2021. After grabbing the victim's breast, the suspect reached into his pocket and gave the victim $100. The suspect offered the victim money to send him photos of her breasts as well. This was when the victim was 16 years old when that incident occurred, and the suspect would instruct the victim to delete text messages between the two. The victim also recalled an incident when she was a junior in high school and the suspect entered her bedroom late at night. The suspect came to the victim's bedroom, sat on the bed while she was lying down. The suspect initiated small talk, if you will, which led him to inquiring about performing a sex act on this minor. The victim stated that after this, the suspect left the room and the victim locked the door out of fear. Shortly after this incident, the victim moved out of the suspect's residence and moved in with another trusted relative. The Oakland County Prosecutor's Office authorized charges: count 1, criminal sexual conduct, 2nd degree; count 2, accosting a minor for immoral purposes; count 3, use of a computer to commit a crime. The suspect was arraigned on these charges Friday, September 18th, and was given a $100,000 cash bond with the next court date set for the same day of September 29th. So a total of $250,000 between the two incidents, which will be the bond amounts. And now we have a third incident, a third family member who this investigation is still moving forward. But again, it's important that I share some limited details as we investigate this further. And on Wednesday, September 17th, a Southfield officer spoke with the mother of a 15-year-old victim inside the police lobby, where our victim alleged that the suspect touched her buttocks, her breasts, kissed her on the neck, and placed his hands in her pants. She alleged that the suspect offered her daughter financial compensations in return for touching her in a sexual manner. This investigation, again, is currently still active, but we do expect to close this investigation and move this too forward for charges by the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office. When you look at the suspect's criminal history, it fits his pattern of behavior that's displayed in these incidents. He has felony forgery, uttering and publishing, dangerous drugs, possession of controlled substance, failing to pay child support, drove while license suspended, and domestic violence. And so these are patterns of behavior that is no surprise why the suspect has committed these crimes. And it's important that the victims of these crimes feel supported. There is significant evidence that we did present to the prosecutor's office, which made the prosecutor confident in signing these charges. And again, we are confident that we will hold this sexual predator accountable. So we're going to pause right here. I'm going to show you video of us bringing the suspect into custody, and then we're going to move on to our second incident involving a totally different suspect for another non-related crime. We can dim the lights.
What do you do? I wonder, man. I wonder. You're at work. You're fine.
Okay, I'll give you time to refocus. Okay, so now we're going to move into our second suspect. Again, two totally different incidents. This began on Wednesday, September 17th at approximately 9:40 p.m. Southfield officers were dispatched to Inglewood Park, which sits in the area of 12 Mile and Lobster, for a possible unarmed robbery and attempted criminal sexual conduct of a 12-year-old. Upon arrival to the area, responding officers observed the suspect, identified as D'Angelo Steele, 20-year-old resident of Southfield, who appeared to be nervous as the officer spoke with him. When we took a statement from our victim, she informed us that the suspect asked her to use her cell phone to call his mother, which she agreed. The suspect took possession of the victim's cell phone and began walking away on foot. The victim chased after the suspect to get her phone back. However, he pushed the victim away and ripped her shirt. During the physical altercation, the suspect told the victim that she would have to perform a sex act in order to get her phone back. The victim obviously refused the suspect's request. The victim further stated that the suspect tried pulling down her pants and tugging at her waistband. The victim also stated that the suspect touched her buttocks as well. What we've learned is that our victim and our suspect both live in close proximity of Inglewood Park. However, they do not know each other. This again was a random act where she's out at the park. Our suspect approaches her, obviously to take advantage of her, attempting to steal her phone, and then ultimately it turned into an attempted sexual contact. And so we're going to also show a video of this suspect, because what's also important is that we always give the community a view of how we take suspects in. That's one thing we pride ourselves in, no matter how dangerous a suspect is or what crime they committed, we're going to be professional and bring them into custody. So our suspect in this case was charged by the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office. Count 1, unarmed robbery. Count 2, criminal sexual conduct, second degree. Count 3, accosting a child for immoral purposes. And he was given a $100,000 cash bond. His next court date is October 1st at 9 a.m. At this time, switch over to the video of the suspect being placed in custody.
All right, go ahead and turn it off for me. Put your hands behind your back, all together and lock your fingers, okay? With your brain. With your brain. That's good. Yeah, it'll be everything, okay? So you're under arrest at this point, okay? We'll go over your charges here in a second. I've seen the car.
All right. So just a quick recap. Again, 2 suspects wanted for criminal sexual conduct. You look at the first incident, 50-year-old man who took advantage of family members, taking photos, drugging them. Second suspect, 20 years old, taking advantage of a 12-year-old at the park, a neighborhood park, which causes concern for our community. So in both these incidents, we ask the community to look at these suspects. If you've had any type of contact with them, inappropriate contact, please have the courage to notify the Southfield Police Department or any law enforcement agency if the contact did not occur in our city. But at this time, we want to make sure there are no other victims out there by either of these suspects. And at this time, I open the floor for questions.
Just for clarification, the third family member, so suspected victim in the Justin or Justice case, how old was that? The third family member that came forward, the one that's currently
16.
16 years old. And the second young lady family member, 18 when she came forward, and the 2 different incidents when she was 14 and 16.
Correct.
Is that? Okay.
What's the chances of more possibly family members coming forth or someone else that's outside the family?
Well, I believe it's a high chance. When you look at him in particular, he has 10 children. So that tells me it's a pretty large family. Yeah. And so that's why we're here. Whether it's close family members, friends of family, people who may visit, if you had contact, inappropriate contact, please come forward. To parents who are watching this, who know that they've been around this man with their children, talk to your children. Find out if there have been any type of inappropriate contact, any inappropriate conversations, photos, all the things that he used to manipulate our victims. And probably the most disturbing thing drugging a family member and taking advantage of her in that manner. So we encourage people to step forward.
That the drug that was used, I don't even know the pronunciation of it, but is there a street name for it? Is this Molly MDMA?
Well, there's not a street name for it. I think that he may have had some knowledge of drugs that are used professionally, because this drug is also used for sedation, drowsiness. It's used for people who have seizures, so people who have trouble sleeping. So I think he just took advantage and had access to this drug and was able to convince her to take it under the disguise of it being Tylenol. Again, she had some concerns, but again, when you trust someone, and you can be vulnerable and susceptible to their ill will.
When the second victim, I'm sorry. The second victim lived with the suspect. I know you didn't want to get too much into the relationship, but why was she living with him? Is there anything you can tell us about the relationship that he did have with the victims, nieces or cousins, or?
Right. So it was important when we talked to families that I made clear that I would try to protect them best I can, because this is embarrassment as well. Victims, we got to make sure we don't, re-traumatize them. So I try to balance it out, just keep it as family members. But what I will say, very inappropriate, very close family members, and that's about as far as I'll share.
When he was being arrested, he seemed to be mumbling or talking to himself or whatever. Did he know why he was getting arrested, and what was he saying?
Yeah, it was unclear exactly what he was saying. Some of that was inaudible, but I think he had an idea. Usually when we arrest people who are just so surprised, it plays out on camera, where they don't know we had caught up to them. Because he was so calm, I think he realized why we were there, and he went without any type of conflict. All right. Any further questions? Again, thank you to our media and to our community. Please talk to your children, and if there's been any inappropriate contact with this man or either of these suspects, please report it to your local police department. Thank you.
Did either of them have priors before?
Yes. So I went over the suspect, initial suspect. The second one didn't. All right. Thank you.